up, people, and welcome to Forks Over Knives Live. My name is Corey, and with me, as always, is my trusty partner, Steven. How you doing, man?
I'm right over here. Hello, everybody. Great to see you, Corey. Happy Forks Friday Live with you, and happy Forks Friday Live to everyone who is joining, who's already here. Thank you for coming early, and if you're coming in later, I'll give you a welcome.
That's right. That's right. Listen, we're just getting started here, and today we're talking about no oil, but I have a very important question that I want to hear from you guys. The question is, if we started a Forks Over Knives podcast just for you, because this does not exist yet, but if we started it for you, do you listen to podcasts? Do you want a Forks Over Knives podcast? Is that something that would be good for you as you walk, as you ride the subway, as you drive in your car? Is this
as you do meal prep?
Oh my gosh, as you're meal prepping, you can hear about good stuff happening on the podcast. If this is something you're interested in, I really would love to know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know if a podcast from Forks Over Knives is something that you have been wanting to hear. Anyways, okay. Today we're talking about cooking without oil, folks. And if you know anything about Forks Over Knives, you know that they're not massive fans of oil. Now, we know that this idea itself is a struggle because, you know, food is very personal. Food is something that makes you feel like home. And truthfully, if your mom or your dad cooked with oil, it's not their fault. They're not trying to kill you. They're not trying to give you heart disease. They're not trying to clog your arteries and things of that nature and give you extra fat. It's just one of those things that once you know, it's really hard to go back. So what we want to do, as what we always do, is I'm going to throw it to Steven, and he's going to give you some amazing resources. And I promise you, before we go today, we're going to give you something completely free that you can try yourself to get started cooking without oil, sautéing food without oil. And so with that, thank you so much to everyone that's commenting about the podcast.
Yes.
Throw it over
so
to
many
Steven.
yeses.
Yeah, man.
Amazing. You know, we're just happy that all of you enjoy hearing Corey and my voice every week. So then to be able to extend it to something else that you can put into your ears throughout your day is great. So thank you for all the support. We love to hear the yeses. We rely on your feedback to continue to expand, enhance, and optimize the education, the resources, and all. And everything that Corey said is what Forks Over Knives is all about. Now, we're going to really focus on the practical side of things, Corey, right? When it comes down to the science, when it comes down to the studies, you can go to the main website and find out more about why oil is not heart healthy. It's not going to be the best for you to incorporate into your cooking. We are talking pure fat, stripped of all of the other nutrients. 1 tablespoon of oil, Corey. I think it's 120 calories, 14 grams of saturated fat. That's all we're doing there. So why don't we get rid of that and focus on the foods that can really bring us health? When it comes to cooking, we do want that taste. So first off, what are we focusing on with our cooking, right? I think, Corey, the big thing is so many people, like you said, have depended on cooking a certain way. So we're going for non-stick pots and pans. We're going for non-stick silicone ovenware, parchment paper. These are some just kind of general things, and I'll be sharing some more specific cookware with you. But the question is, if not oil, then what, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, nothing, you know, I'm worried if I can't use oil, it's going to stick to the pan. If I can't use oil, I have to get the spray stuff, which is really just the same thing in a more concentrated version. But we're really talking about low calorie foods. You know, if you're going to eat food, you might as well eat as much as you want. And the truth is eating a whole food plant-based diet that is, you know, really, really friendly with the calories and not laden with 100 calories per tablespoon, folks. Like, give me a break. So let's get into it, Steven.
Let's get into it. So we're cutting that out so we can focus on all of those whole plant foods, right? So let's just focus on the basics over here. If not oil, then what? And we can start simple. Listen, water goes a long way, but we want to go a bit flavorful. And while we'll always say the spices, the seasonings, the herbs that you use are going to be king or queen with everything that you're doing. As far as the cooking liquids we use, water is absolutely one. Vegetable broth of any kind. And you're going to find so many different kinds of vegetable broth. You can make your own vegetable broth. If you're looking for no salt or low sodium vegetable broth, It is readily available. There are all different types of liquid aminos. If you haven't heard of that word before, it might be an umbrella term to cover our soy sauces, our tamaris, our coconut aminos, those dark liquids that are going to add some extra flavor and also be perfect for cooking. There are vinegars of all kinds, depending on the flavor profile that you're looking for. We'll talk a bit more about some vinegars, maybe even a great balsamic vinegar for a salad dressing, an oil-free salad dressing, and fruit juices also can go a long way. That is a wide variety of different things that we can put in the pan. Now, Corey, I'm going to give you the tips that are needed to make sure that you don't hit those barriers, that resistance, that stick with cooking. How does that sound?
That stick with cooking. Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, that's exactly what I want, because I think people just have only known one way. So let's show them a couple different options and get going. And by the way, thank you everyone. We have 66 people here live, 68 now. Holy cow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just spending a little bit of time with us is really awesome. So thank you.
And Corey, I love that everyone's coming from all over. We have New York, we have Florida, we have Massachusetts, we have New Jersey in the house. If we have any international viewers, please give a shout. We love that you are here. So you have the cooking liquids now. So this is what we're doing. We're using our pans, and normally it would be a glug, glug, glug. Oregon in the house, West Coast, hello. We don't want to do the glug, 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 right? We are cutting those calories. We are raising that nutrient density. So small amounts of water or broth, and honestly, or even liquid aminos. Those are the main three that I personally use. Just adding 1 to 2 tablespoons at a time with your food, just to make sure everything's cooking and browning, and being able to toss or stir the food just periodically, whether you have some sort of nylon spatula or a wooden spoon of some sort. I think what is also great about this, Corey, is it really gets you connected with the cooking process. It doesn't become an out of sight, out of mind. Oh no, I forgot about this. You're very much present with the moment, this joy of cooking the food. So honestly, it doesn't mean you have to keep such a stressful eye on it, but just a couple of tablespoons, 1 to 2 tablespoons of water, broth, liquid aminos at a time, just to make sure that everything's browning but not sticking, is going to keep you in a good place for oil-free cooking. Making sure you heat your dry pan over, I would say, medium-high heat. We don't have to put it all the way to 11. We're not doing this as Spinal Tap with our cooking, but to be able to get it to medium-high maybe. I usually cook right on that medium spot, and it gives you that perfect amount of time to let everything brown. The moisture can evaporate, and you can just add and add until you reach that specific point with your veggies, with whatever you are cooking, so that we can get it to the point where it's delicious, consistency and texture is good, and no oil needed, no burn also.
Now, what's the difference, the main difference between like a soy sauce and a liquid aminos? What are the benefits? Are there any?
You know, honestly, we have some great articles on the Forks Over Knives website that go through each and every one of them. I think a big one, honestly, is we have a lot of people out there, and please let us know, who have both soy allergies and gluten allergies, right?
Yeah.
So obviously soy sauce, it's right in the title. There is a lot of them do have gluten in it. We can find some gluten-free tamaris, I do believe. When it comes to something like a coconut aminos, it is the perfect match for anyone who is going soy-free and gluten-free.
Nice.
So I think the flavor profile is going to be a little bit different. Probably the processing of it will be a little bit different, but there's 3 different options that can usually cover you based if you have any intolerances.
Okay, perfect.
Roasting, right? Roasting has always been something that it's also been coat everything in oil, right? We need the oil to crisp is the common misconception, right, Corey?
Yeah.
So how about this? We spread everything, layer it out on a baking sheet as best as possible. Give it space, give everything its own real estate. Maybe even before that, whether you're spritzing it while it's on the baking sheet or in a big bowl before, a little bit of broth, a little bit of water, a little bit of liquid aminos of your choice. Season, spice, and herb it up. Toss it up and be generous. We are decorating our Christmas trees in full. We are decorating our potatoes and our root veggies and whatever else we might be baking in full. And then we can roast. Now, keeping an eye on it for a period of time is good. It's always nice perhaps to take it out. Just give it a little bit of a spritz. just to make sure that that moisture still stays, to mix everything up and make sure it doesn't get too dry. And I'll be honest with you, Corey, my favorite thing now, my favorite appliance at home is my air fryer, because I don't need any oil.
I was just going to say that I made the best BLT yesterday that was really TLA. So what I did was it was tempeh. Yeah, it was tempeh in the air fryer. And I had marinated it for about 10 minutes in, holy cow, it was a combination of soy sauce, maple syrup, paprika, and one other thing. Anyways, that was in my air fryer. And then the L is the lettuce. Obviously, we had not iceberg because of the nutritional value. I wanted something with a little more kick, so I used romaine. And then obviously there was a tomato there, and then the A was avocado. I liked an avocado mash that I kind of just spread over the top instead of mayonnaise or anything. So it worked really well, really well. So I love it.
For anyone who is coming from more of, let's say, a standard American diet, where bacon is something that you have been eating, to be able to marinate the tempeh in a both, it sounds like a delicious kind of smoky and even sweet marinade, and to be able to bake it or air fry it, you get that, we'll call it the bacony feel. And for those who just want to avoid it, do it differently. But that is something that can get you from an animal food to a whole plant food very, very quickly. It is delicious. I'm with you with that, Corey.
Love it. Love it.
And as far as baking goes, again, we're getting rid of eggs, we're getting rid of oil.
Wait, Steven, I got to cut you off because here's what I want to do. All right. And
what do you want to do?
I'm not cutting you off for disrespect. I'm cutting you off because there's some people that might have to go. And if they do have to go, I want you to stay to the end of the show. But I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the show to get the freebie that we're giving you. And it's a big one. All right. So our producer, Bess, is going to throw something up on the screen for you. This is a free no oil saute course from our Forks Over Knives Cooking School. This is free, totally free. If you scroll down there on the right, you'll see where you just enter your name and your email. It's just so we can give you a login. We partnered with our friends over at Ruby for this course, and this course is wonderful. If you are just lost and you're like, oh my gosh, Steven, you're saying so many great things, you're sending me articles, wonderful. But guys, we want to give you this. So, Steven, anything else you can tell us about this course? I know there's a little preview there that you can watch and stuff.
This is a fantastic preview to everything that we're talking about today, right? If you are a beginner in the kitchen, this is excellent. If you are a pro in the kitchen, but you've been cooking with oil, this will take all of your skills and techniques and it'll put it into practice to make sure you're still getting delicious meals. And this is a wonderful segment from our larger ultimate course, which also is on a big discount for our Memorial Day sale. This is a great way to start out free with the oil-free saute cooking course. And if you love it, I highly recommend going even further to the ultimate course, which talks about the full gamut of oil-free cooking, prep, and beyond.
Beautiful. Well, there's almost 3,000 people in that course, so go check it out, my friends.
Yeah. What a great gift. I love that, Corey. Yeah, please write oil-free in the comments, and we will make sure that we send over that registration. We're excited to hear how everyone is doing with their oil-free cooking, their sauteing, their roasting, and baking. Baking, honestly, we're going to go simple right over here. We're just replacing certain things. We might be using some fruit purees. Applesauce goes a long way. I think applesauce is the champion when it comes to baking. Mashed bananas, pureed dates, maybe even a nut flour, a nut butter, or what I'm going to talk about a bit with our dressings, Corey, is to do some kind of seed slurry, some sort of flax egg or mixture like that. It's as simple as doing 1 tablespoon some tablespoons of water with a specific seed, whether it's chia, hemp, or flaxseed. Those can really, really help to bring a little bit of extra fat, creaminess, and other things to your baking, which is great.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love applesauce. Applesauce and mashed bananas are totally underrated.
Totally underrated. Yeah.
Go a long way.
What about dressings, Corey? When it comes to salads and other things where you do want to do a bit more of a condiment, do you have any go-tos for dressings? Either making your own or that you get?
So I'm super simple. I know that our friend Carly, who was on the show, she has like a whole book full of dressings. For me, I just love like half an avocado. And what I'll do is I'll cut it into cubes, right? And then when you put it in and you kind of mix the salad around, it makes this like avocado like dressing. It's like a creamy, wonderful base. Because, I like thicker type of ranch styles.
Yes.
But for me, it's very simple and it gives me that creamy feeling that I want. Another thing that's really good is there's some flavored vinegars that I would say are on the list that are really great. And these are just like vinegars, flavored with like citrus and things of that nature. And you can find them in the store. They're great too.
I have a black cherry balsamic vinegar.
Wow.
And it just adds that pop. A little bit goes a long way. Like Corey mentioned, if you still enjoy avocado, massaging your kale with avocado breaks it down a little bit. So much fun. If you're looking to avoid the avocado, maybe for going a bit more lower fat, just like we're doing without oil over here. How about this? I have a 2-minute balsamic vinaigrette recipe.
2 minutes.
Shout out to everyone over here. 2 minutes. It's nice and quick. Make a big batch. Maybe there'll be an extra minute for a bit more. But here we go. We have 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of nutritional yeast, a 1/4 teaspoon of any dried herbs of your choice. Basil goes a long way. I love rosemary. Sea salt and pepper to taste. Mix it all up, put it in a container, keep it in the fridge for a while, and dress your dressings and everything else. Just those ingredients go a long way. And what's wonderful, Corey, is you mentioned ranch. Whether we're using nutritional yeast or pureed beans of some sort, whether we're using a chia, hemp, and flaxseed mixture, mustard, miso, tahini, we can get delicious recipes without oil. On the Forks Over Knives website, we offer a tarragon grapefruit, a smashed garlic and herb, a classic ranch, and a spicy peanut recipe that you can make at home. No oil needed.
Beautiful. Folks, we want to make this as easy as possible for you. There's been a lot of resources that have been mentioned. If there's one that's saying to you and you're like, oh my gosh, that thing Steven said, all you have to do is comment here. Amanda from our customer service team, she's watching it. She's going to get right back to you. And the biggest thing, if you're just tuning in, you're probably seeing people comment oil-free, oil-free. Here's what that is as we bring the show to a close. Oil-free. Bess, our producer, is going to show you this course. This is our no oil saute course from Forks Over Knives in partnership with our friends over at Ruby. Ruby is just a cooking school, and they're our friends, and we love them very much. And they and us want you to succeed. So join the almost 3,000 other students that are currently going through this course and learn how to saute without oil. We got you covered. All you got to do is put your first name, last name, email. We'll send it to you. It's just so we can make a login for you because it is what we call gated, meaning you can't get in it unless you have a login. So we want to give you that secret login and get you in.
This is fantastic, Corey. I really think that we're giving so much wonderful information here, but just like you mentioned, the biggest barrier oftentimes is relying on what we've learned and what we've done, the habits that we have built. We are helping as best as possible just to be able to create those new habits. And once those are in, oil-free cooking becomes just a matter of fact sort of thing that we can do. Corey, as a perfect lead-in to prepare people for this free oil-free segment, I'd love to give some final oil-free cookware tips for everyone.
Please, let's go.
So we have a few options. Again, our team loves to get together and put together the best equipment to share. We have a couple of pans that are amongst many, but 2 that our team specifically do recommend are the Scan Pan and the Green Pan. Scan Pan and Green Pan. We're going for environmentally and healthfully friendly with what it is made up of. And also the fact that it has ceramic lining helps to avoid scratching. Right? We don't want to scratch the pan when we're moving everything around.
Yeah, of course.
For our roasting, there is something called the Copper Chef Copper Crisper. It is a mesh tray. You can put it in the oven. The heat is able to get all around whatever you are putting there. Tempeh, veggies, potatoes, whatever. It is going to help crisp all the way around, bake all the way around.
Beautiful.
Now, for moving everything in your pan, a nice nylon spatula. OXO is a great brand that puts out a nylon spatula just to make sure that you are not scratching the pan. And besides that, parchment paper goes a long way, and silicone baking mats will make sure that you can get your best baking and air frying on without oil. It's as simple as that.
Great resources, man. These are great resources. So I think you're ready, folks. You're ready to do this. You're ready to, it's as easy as plant-based pie.
Yeah.
we want you to be successful. So anything you need, just let us know. We do reply to every single comment. Dorothy, we see your comment there about the cookware items. And Amanda, we'll get back to you on that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have some great links to share, but most important, if you haven't mentioned
there it
oil-free yet,
that's it.
There we go. Yes, that's perfect. We will get you the information for this course, which will also cover a lot of what we shared. Victoria is doing the course now and loves it. Martina took the course and says it's amazing. Please, we encourage you, join Victoria and Martina in the wonderful resource.
Awesome. All right, everybody, we are out of here. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, long weekend here, holiday weekend. Yeah. And we hope that you have a wonderful Friday, and we'll see you soon. Just let us know if you need anything, all right?
Corey, happy long weekend to you too.
You too, man. Talk to you later, guys.
Cheers.